Hello and welcome to Jet Space Magazine Ru-minations. I'm Ryan.
I'm Marita.
And we are here to sip, serve, and spill all the tea from episode 3, Drag Race Season 9.
Nice.
How ready are you for this?
I'm super ready.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Supercharged?
Yep. Drank my coffee. Ready to do it. Let's go. What's your favorite moment from the episode?
My favorite moment, best moment, goes to Sasha Velour. They had this very somber, real discussion, as real as you can be on reality television, about the Pulse Massacre. It seemed like the producers took it seriously and they gave it some room for actual conversation. And folks were chatting, but Sasha had one of the most poignant comments. She got like this much airtime, but it was all she needed.
And you know what? Also, drag is a brilliant place to work through feelings of pain.
It was incredible.
Yeah. My favorite moment went hand in hand with yours, Ryan. I really felt like it was important that Sasha not only talked about arts as activism, but also that she mentioned that LGBTQ folks of color were the folks that were really impacted by this.
What happened in Orlando at Pulse nightclub was a defining and shocking moment for gay people, and the fact that it was an act of violence against LGBT people of color is not insignificant here.
Being at the Latina night and in Florida, I think that was really an important point to make. And then Cynthia was able to draw us into her own personal story of, that she had another engagement that night, was actually supposed to be there performing at Pulse. Her friend Martine texted her and said, I'm here, I'm excited to see you, and then was actually a victim of the shooting himself. And so that to me was a great way for all of the cast members to really join together around this event that happened that was deeply impactful for all of them and reminded us that folks of color in the queer community are being impacted by violence like this all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was such an impactful moment, and I was appreciative that we got to hear about this. It's strange because the moment happened for them so recently. Mm-hmm. They were filming pretty soon after Pulse happened.
Right.
So for them, it was still fresh, and for us, we've had this time afterward to repair a little bit, but it's nice to be reminded that it's still so close to home for the queer community.
For sure.
I thought they did a good job of discussing that.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. Marita, what was your favorite runway look?
Peppermint. Because I felt like conceptually she actually embodied what she set forth to do in terms of creating this fairy tale with a pilot light sidekick and then head to toe with the charred makeup that I thought was really great. A little, what was it, like patent leather black ensemble with a corset and the red. I thought it was great. I think that she deserved to be in the top 3, and I was glad to see her up there. Hey, Bolo Tie, what's your favorite runway moment?
The one I'm serving you right now.
Oh, okay, beyond that.
I loved Trinity Taylor, and I'm surprised that I'm saying those words because I wasn't a big fan of hers, but she was hilarious. Her shtick with the starfish, the whole chocolate starfish thing.
Chocolate starfish.
Chocolate starfish. Chocolate starfish. Chocolate starfish. Chocolate starfish. Chocolate starfish. Chocolate starfish.
Chocolate starfish.
What's a chocolate starfish?
Chocolate starfish.
I love chocolate.
Do you love starfish?
I think so.
Well, you never know until you try. We've literally talked about buttholes every single episode that we've done.
As we should.
Yeah, they need more. But...
Oh!
Trinity's look, I thought was really great. Her humor was hilarious. And the character she came up with, she had this southern accent. I'm a sucker for it. If she wrote it herself, if she wrote this shtick, it was on the money. And she rose to the top as the comedy queen to beat for this episode, which was perfect. She really angled herself well in the competition. But that kind of patent leather or that pleather fabric, whatever it was made out of, fit her like a glove. And then the tearaway mermaid skirt, it really...
That she actually tore away, not like Pheromone, who was like,
psych.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kudos to Trinity.
Well done. You know what? This episode was a little bit slow moving, but there were so many good reads. So we're going to have 2 honorable mentions. Ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Number 1, when Alexis Michelle, it was hard to tell if it was really Alexis, but I'm pretty sure it was. She asked Aja,
are you afraid of what America is going to think of your makeup without Facetune?
because we are upset, Aja. That's not what you look like.
Can we just talk about her makeup for a second? I'm sorry. It felt like she ran into the volcano that she was trying to emulate. Like, oh, it's a volcano challenge, so I should cover myself in ash.
Yep. And her lips look almost Joker-esque. They're like upturned smile, and when zoomed in on her on the runway, it was like did not follow any natural contour of her lips. It was just like a stamped on lip print. It was horrible. What's your second honorable mention, Ryan?
My honorable mention has to go to Nina Bonita Brown. This kind of seemed like it went over the heads of folks in Untucked, like the other contestants. But when she was talking to Trinity and she was like, Trinity.
But I told you out there that you being a pageant queen, you weren't afraid to be ugly.
Right?
Yeah.
And then Trinity was like, oh yeah, well, you know, I'm a pageant queen, so like this is like a big challenge for me, but I rose to the top. But sailed right over that macrame headdress that she had going on.
Yeah.
And nobody else talked about it either. So unless the editing was spliced to make it just seamless, that was hilarious shade that people didn't even know they were sitting under.
Word. But the actual read of the week to the queen, Michelle Visage. Because when they were debating about tops and bottoms, as we all do, she had that whole moment, Ryan, where she just like reenacted. She was like,
I think we all need to take a moment to talk about the bravest struggle of all, coming out here and telling us about her struggle.
A struggle.
With not wearing hip pads.
Not wearing hip pads, my God. Can you be alive and still be made a saint?
No, but I think we can make arrangements.
I mean, I just feel so bad for her.
I'm actually emotional right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Me too. I mean, I can't even imagine what she's going through. For Kimora to walk on this stage without pads.
Dark days.
It was brilliant.
Michelle, and that's the thing for a week this slow. It's like when a judge gets the read of the week, she earned her keep. Thank you, Michelle, for upping your game. Hilarious. And thank you, Kimora, for giving us nothing. Sorry about it. Marita.
Yes, Ryan.
It's time for the money shot.
Yes, it is.
Who was your money shot?
My money shot was RuPaul herself, dressed in that crisp leopard print suit with the red button-up shirt in the workroom because she just looked super on point, and maybe because there was not much else to choose from.
This week was just kind of dismal. They had a fantasy of princesses that they could create and these sidekicks they could create, and it's just kind of underwhelming.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Which is why
yours.
My money shot is Michelle Visage. I was waiting for any of these queens to do a villainess. And it took Michelle, the show's villainess, to bring us that. But she had that like caked on glittery cobalt eyeshadow and the black lacy shoulder pads. She killed it.
She looked
looked great. Yeah.
I mean, the only one I guess that could have been like villainess-ish would have been Valentina, but I think they read her a little bit in the Untucked episode where they were like, you know, she kind of looked like an angelic, gorgeous goddess of a human instead of like an ice princess, which I think was fair.
She looked like an ice skater.
Right.
She looked like Kylie Minogue giving us...
Christy Yamaguchi.
There we go.
Yep.
That was it. And thank you, Valentina, for that.
Gorge. But yeah, Michelle and Ru killed it this week. Other queens, not so much.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that lip sync.
Speaking of not killing it.
In the lip sync, For Your Life.
Did they really lip sync for their lives?
First of all, what the fuck was Kimora Black?
I just like bananas. How can I incorporate a phallus?
I should have done more research on monkeys. What?
It was time for her to go home. The only reason she stayed was because, why did I just sound like Sean Connery?
Stop it.
The only reason she stayed was because, what was her name?
Aqua Pushy.
Aqua Pushy?
Aqua Pushy.
Because Aqua Pushy.
That man was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Cheyenne Jackson?
Cheyenne Jackson. Although Todrick Hall, can we please talk about
Todrick Hall's
Todrick
gorgeous
Hall?
too, and so talented.
He is one of the most talented people of our generation. And the fact that he was on this show took that up a notch, which is why I was embarrassed for this lip sync to happen in front of Todrick fucking Hall. He could have done better than any of the queens did this week.
Because
Sorry.
Banana Lady literally just looked like she was mouthing Chocolate Starfish over and over the entire song because she didn't know any damn words.
Do
she
it.
was like,
give me a beat.
I felt like Aja brought the energy, but was super sloppy.
Yes.
She was like a hyper, like blob of mud or something. Like she was just like,
Yep.
it was better than Kimura, but like it didn't take very much to do that, you know?
Correct. She had energy. She did the splits. She jumped into the splits.
That was
and she
cool.
actually knew.
She twirl jumped into the split.
Twirl jumped into the splits, and she actually knew some of the words. So congratulations, Aja. You showed up prepared with energy.
Right.
And a crazy face. But that's all it took to beat Kimura. Because Kimura looked great, I will say. The makeup was awesome, as it always is. But stick with Instagram. I don't know that I would want to go see a show where Kimura is performing because it's so bland.
No.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week. We did not have a great episode of Drag Race to review, but hopefully next week's will be a little bit better. But this episode of Ru-minations was a lot of fun to put together, and we hope you enjoyed it. Click that like button, because I have a feeling you did, and subscribe. And also check out all the other great content.
Wait, Ryan, I have a really important question.
Yes, Marita?
What's an adjective?
Oh, Christ.
Wednesday, April 12th, I am co-producing and hosting my show Fist and Shout with Elle Sanchez. It is a queer and trans people of color centered comedy variety show. We have an incredible lineup this week. We'd love to see you at the Rendezvous at 7:30 on Wednesday the 12th.
Awesome. I'm Ryan.
I'm Marita.
And thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next time.
Bye.